I'm in a room full of people who every single day are willing to lay down their lives, not just for their friends, but for perfect strangers.
Well, good morning. Welcome to 2 News This Morning. Kristen and I here in studio holding down the fort for another somber day. Sergeant Lee Sorensen will be laid to rest today. Sergeant Sorensen was one of the 2 Tremont and Garland officers shot and killed on August 17th. So we do have team coverage of the services for you this morning. We have Ron outside the D. Glenn Smith Spectrum at Utah State University, where the funeral will be held. Annika Johns is live at the funeral home in Garland, where the body is now. And Kristen here will be following updates from the live desk. We want to start things off with Ron at the Spectrum. Good morning, Ron. Are we ready for another somber day?
Well, good morning, Mary. Yes, we are. I mean, it was an incredible day yesterday as hundreds or even thousands certainly paid their respects to Officer Eric Estrada. Today, we will see that again with Sergeant Lee Sorensen. Sergeant Sorensen is well known in his community because he was born and raised in Garland, and today he will return there one last time. But first, his body will be escorted in a procession from Garland, about 20 miles from here, up to the Spectrum for the funeral, which will start at 10 o'clock this morning. He has a long list of credits to his name and to his life. He's actually a graduate of Utah State University just this year. He got a degree in agriculture. Well, he went to Bear River High School. He married his sweetheart, Lynette, high school sweetheart. And now the rest is history as far as the wonderful life that he lived and unfortunately tragically ended almost 2 weeks ago. We have Annika Johns at the mortuary now in Garland, where in probably another hour or so he will be transported up here to the Spectrum. And Annika, still quiet there, I assume.
Yeah, definitely still quiet out here this morning. Again, just behind me is the funeral home where a trooper, there with the Utah Highway Patrol is currently stationed out front of the funeral home here. We have seen a couple people come here and leave the area as well. So there has been a little activity, but not too much. Now, just like Ron mentioned before, we are expecting several officers to make their way here later this morning to help escort Sergeant Sorensen's body to Utah State University, where they will have those funeral services at the Spectrum. Now, what we've seen in the past here and what we even saw yesterday is that a lot of the time they will have motorcyclists line up on the streets here and then escort them out. It's usually a pretty long, pretty significant line of motorists there, followed by the hearse carrying the body of the officer, and then followed behind is typically the family and of course the police department. So it would be the Tremont and Garland Police Department today following closely behind, along with several other agencies who decided to take part in this procession here. So they will again make their way up to Utah State University, where those funeral services will be held. Then they will do another procession bringing him back here home to Garland, where we just mentioned before he's lived here his whole life. He went to high school here. They will bring him back here for that final burial and lay him in his final resting place. Ron, it's very emotional out here this morning. Again, not too much activity, but there is a heavy weight in the air. We felt it yesterday and we're continuing to feel it today. So I'm sure you can feel it out there over at Utah State University as well. So I'll send things back over to you.
Absolutely, Annika. Thank you very much for that. Let's talk about a football game in the middle of all of this. It's how the community came together to honor the 2 fallen officers. And we had one of the oldest high school football rivalry games in the state to set the stage to honor those who sacrificed for their community. Bear River played at Box Elder High School last night. Dozens of officers walked onto the field to hand over the game ball before the start of this big game. Hundreds attended wearing all blue in support of law enforcement, along with a moment of silence before the game.
We're just indeed grateful to them and their families for their sacrifice and their service. So this is a great opportunity for us to say thanks.
There's more to life than just high school athletics, and we saw that in the last couple of weeks.
Well, fans and players certainly showed their support wearing the color blue, along with the blue line flags and ribbons seen from sideline to sideline. From Salt Lake City to Logan, officers and their families were invited to attend the game for free. They were also given a free meal and access to the best seats in the house, a way to say thank you for all they do every day. Box Elder won that game, but more importantly, it was a community showing up for each other when they needed it the most.
Eric loved serving his community. He took that responsibility seriously, and he carried it with pride. He gave it his all, just like he did with everything else in life.
Well, touching tributes from family and colleagues at Officer Eric Estrada's funeral yesterday. Officer Estrada's body was carried from the mortuary to the Spectrum here at USU. The hearse was accompanied by police, and then rows of police saluted when it arrived at the Spectrum. An emotional service filled with memories and touching moments.
Eric had this way of making you want to be just a little better. Sometimes he'd tease you or challenge you, but underneath it all, it was because he believed in people. He believed in effort and not settling. He held himself to that standard too.
From the very beginning, Eric showed us who he was: hardworking, honest, and driven. He carried a big smile every time I saw him.
Officer Estrada was then laid to rest at the Logan Cemetery. The service was full of ceremonies and traditions and tributes to the fallen officer. Now, we want to let you know that there's a GoFundMe to honor Officer Estrada in hopes of helping his family. Right now, we understand there's more than $10,000 in donations. Everything raised goes straight to the family. And if you'd like to donate, we do have a link to this page on our website at KUTV.com. And also, if you happen to miss Officer Estrada's funeral yesterday, we do have our coverage of the ceremonies posted to our KUTV YouTube page. And there were just some incredible speeches there and tributes made to Officer Estrada. And if you do have time, I certainly urge you to watch that. It'll make you appreciate what police do for us every day.
Yeah, so touching.
And
even
we're
his
standing
10-year-old
by
daughter.
here, ready for the funeral. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're exactly right. The 10-year-old daughter, that was very
Wow.
heart-touching, especially for me, because the bravery she had to stand before everyone, thousands of people, and tell her dad and everyone else how much she loved her father.
It's a beautiful ceremony, and we're in for another very
it really
emotional
was.
day today. Ron, thanks so much for your coverage, and we'll check back in a little bit. Right now, we're looking